friends, so excited. I am going to do a design on the fly with my Jessie Jeans Beads brand ambassador set. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. So let's start out. I'll start out, I'm gonna make something with my jewel loom. So this is my jewel loom, and the way to put the bar in, so you use your goddess belly and you push a little bit against your belly and slide the bar in. So let's get down to the table and see what we come up with. All right, here we are. So my ambassador package for this month, as you saw in my unboxing, had the ice cream mini bead mixes, as well as this beautiful strand. Look at those awesome bohos. Here's the ice cream bead mix all laid out here. And then these fun rose beads. I can't wait. So today I am going to do something with my jewel loom. So I thought this leather, look at how pretty that looks. It would look nice with this. So we're gonna tie on the back of our jewel loom here. With leather on the jewel loom, you don't actually take the bar out. Leather can tend to stretch, so I tend to leave the bar in when I use leather. So we're gonna come down, go around, hoop on the back, and then we're gonna come, let's see, so so this is where we kind of play. Probably use this kind of towards the middle, maybe. There's some other ones. So trying to guess how wide I want to make it. So I don't want to make it super wide, but also don't want to make it super narrow. So wrapping around the button on the back again. And now I'm going to trim my leather. And to tie it off, I slide it under, create that hoop, pull it through the hoop, and pull down. Make sure it's all holding on there, and then do it again. You don't want to pull too tight on leather because it can break on you as well. And then I am going to get some of my wildfire here. All right, I can't seem to find my pink, so we're gonna go ahead and use white here. It's here somewhere. I'm just not sure where. So I'm gonna get about 2 wingspans worth, hopefully. Yeah. This works well in order to thread the needle with wildfire to take it and flatten it out a little there. Get some fluff. As my first bead. So I definitely want to use probably some things from my strand here as well. So I'm going to cut that off. That all ready to go. Let's start. Let's see. How about we'll start with this little guy. So thread it onto my needle, bring it up, and I'm going to hold it between the warp. So the leather is warped on my loom. So I have 2 warps. And I just kind of hold it in place till I pull it all the way through. And that was underneath the warp. Now I'm going to go over top to secure it between the 2 pieces of leather. So same thing again, I kind of hold it in place and pull the bead stringing material through. There we go. All right, and I'm just gonna kind of go along here and just kind of pick different things out and see what we come up with. So I've finished the bracelet, and what I did is I came all the way down. So after the middle bead, I repeated the pattern, and then I went all the way back up through the beads. You don't necessarily have to do that all the time, but since some of these are heavier, I chose to do that. And now we are going to take it off the loom. So same way we put it on, you push it into your belly. And I'm gonna I'm gonna actually take that back. Sorry. We're going to untie it first. Leather's fairly easy to untie. Other materials, you have to cut off the loom. I could have taken the rod out, but then I remembered this is leather and I don't want to stretch it out more than I need to. So I'm just going to untie it. If I can get it to come loose here. There we go. Put that to the side. And I also just tied it back off with this thread. So now I'm gonna trim it up here. And I will go back and take care of that in a moment. So I do want to take each end and tie it a knot on each end so it helps hold the beads in place. So one right there, and I like to try and make sure that the knot all lines up. There we go. And then seam on this end, so tie a knot. I only got the 2 knots there. My extra beads that I didn't use, but I will use them in another project, no worries. And then I'm going to trim this end here, and then I have to decide. I have my button collection over here. I'll get out my button collection and figure out what button will work well with this. So all kinds of buttons to choose from. Something like that, or this would be kind of cool, that one. I have some, might actually have some of the pinks in it. Leaf button, oh, maybe a leaf. Let's see, got some cool flower ones here. I think the flower one, I think that's what I'm gonna go with. All right, so we got the flower button. I'm gonna look, I think this is a little longer on this side, so I think I'm going to put it on this side. As you can see, the famous Jesse James boho bead. I got it in there. I might have to find my bead reamer and open these holes up just a titch. So here we go. Just to make a little space for the leather. Just, you want to be careful not to poke it into your hand. So I just need a little more space to get the leather through. There we go. A little more space there. Not much, just a hair more. one end is kind of sticking up. So I'm gonna flatten it down a little to get it in there. There it is. And then tie another knot on the other side. You want some little bit of wiggle room to be able to get the knot in and out of the hole that we will create on this side. So I usually take the button to kind of measure out how wide of a hole I need to put down. Make sure that our button can go through the hole, but also not slip out easily. All right, we're looking good. And then we should have enough to make a second. This way it's adjustable, so someone can purchase it as a gift. And if they don't know the person's wrist size, this allows for some wiggle room there. So there we go. Now I'm going to trim off the extra leather here. I like to add a dab of glue onto my knots as well. And then I also like to try and have the knot laying as flat as possible for one. There we go. And then the ends here, I like to use my handy dandy thread zap. You push it up and then it should burn it off right here. Gotta give it a little tension. And I'll add a little dab of glue there too. Make sure you're pushing it all the way up so it's hot. For some reason, it's hot. Having a hard time here. It's hot. I'm not sure why it's not. Alright, I like to use that because it can melt the end down and stop it from breaking, but for some reason, yeah, did it there. Not sure what's going on here. But anyways, when it's not all the way up, so yeah, it's hot. I'm not sure what happened there, but anyways. So here is our bracelet, all set to go. Look at that sparkle and that fun button. And then just adding in a dab of glue on each of the knots. So I'm warming up my glue. It works to warm up your glue that it flows better. Don't want to totally squeeze it out. because then it just keeps coming out. Warming it up, so it'll just kind of flow out nicely, and just want to, so there you have it. There's our wrap bracelet. So Jesse James beads, and then we had I used the ice cream mini bead mix, strawberry cream. We have I didn't use these yet, but then we also had their strand with the boho and some other beads from there. And then this is leather that I used. It was the shoestring leather. I think this one's 1 millimeter, so, or 1.5. There you have it. Well, thanks for joining me and making this bracelet with me. So this is kind of how so I have a small wrist, but that's how it'll kind of sit. Have a fun button there. Yeah, hope you enjoy. Bye.